Yes, this is perfect.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Serena. Oh my goodness, excuse me. There's not a doctor in front of your name for nothing. Thank you. You're on fire, girl.
I am.
Yes. So I want to welcome everyone. You see, we have the ocean in the back. I've upgraded my living room now.
Oh,
I'm manifesting a beach house, so I have my ocean.
Excellent.
So welcome to my ocean uh, palace here. Today is very, very exciting because this is the start, the official start of our Synergy Speaker Mastermind. And I know because I've been talking with all of you since, since I had this vision in my head, that the excitement has already been ignited. And I know some of you are already speaking on fire, okay? Just from joining the group. And
that's right.
you that just joined today, Sheila, no, I was kidding. I know that you guys are going to be
Yesterday. I joined yesterday. I paid yesterday.
You guys are going to be equally on fire. We have one person, Diana, who is an expert. She's a dentist, and she's also a behavior modification expert on autism. She happens to be in Paris right now, so she's not joining us, but she will be part of the mastermind. And the intention was to have 12, although I'm very happy with 8 because that's the infinity symbol of synchronicity. And for those of you that know me, my website or my logo is the world with the infinity symbol around it. And that is what the point of the Synergy Speaker Mastermind. This is my 4th cohort, and I might say the best cohort. What do you guys agree? Look at each other. You guys are like the Brady Bunch. Like, yeah, you next to me. You're the one that's going to be out there. And the synergy concept is not something that I came up with. This is from the classic book, Think and Grow Rich. Anybody read the book? Classic book?
Many times.
By Napoleon Hill. This is the one that I like. It's the one for women. And I'm in another group where we go through this book to activate. And the reason that synergy and masterminds are so effective, because when 2 or more are gathered with the same intention, not only does everyone in the group grow faster, but they grow with ease and grace. And those of you that know me, I know Serena just recently reminded me of my book, to read my own book. Thank you for reminding me. I just gave it to Katie when she was on my show. Valerie, I think I owe you a book. For those of you that aren't as familiar with me, is my whole philosophy is success with ease and grace. We are here in this group to align for success. So I know out in the, especially digital marketing world, you'll hear people like Gary Vee that will say, hustle, pain, no sleep program. That's not the program you're on. So I just want to make sure you know the program that you signed on for. That doesn't mean you're not going to be infinitely abundant. We are going to be infinitely abundant, but we're going to do it through ease and grace. We're going to do it. And yes, right? I think that's why a lot of you are with me. And so the intention is, and I'm going to let everyone introduce yourselves and your intention, but I want you to know my intention. So my intention is I've spent probably $40,000 on speaking training, on classes, on everything from, sales, marketing, learning the speaking business, etc. And my intention is that you don't have to learn from mistakes. I've made mistakes in the past week that I can't wait to tell you about. My intention is that you are going to go to the top level in your field as quickly and as easily as possible. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
Does that sound good? Oh, Lisa, I'm so glad you could come. And so everything that I put in the speaker's Bible that I'm going to show you, in the videos that I'm going to show you, and our coaching sessions that we're going to have, in the accountability, in the wonderful books we're going to read that some of you already started reading. Oh la la, you love this book, right, Serena? And this is going to enable you to be the leader in your lane. So we're going to very, very systematically, for those of you that aren't familiar with me, I was a professor for 16 years. So part of being a professor, we have to create a syllabus. We have outlines of every week what we're going to cover, bullet points and objectives. And that's how I am. I did a speaking engagement today, and the people in the audience were coming up to me. They're like, oh my God, you make it so much fun and you're so engaging and we just love it. And it's just because my goal is to teach it so it's digestible for you to really get it, and that you get it with grace. And that's one of the reasons I've extended this program to 6 months. When I first started this mastermind group, we did it 3 months. Then I did it 4 months. And the reason why I've spread it out to 6 months, even though we could cram in the material faster, is because we're not on a go, 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 do, fast program. What we are on is you getting into action and implementation. Because I know a lot of people, and I know none of you, sign up for a lot of programs. They're like info junkies, and they take the classes and they're not doing the work. That's not this program. Or they're not getting the results. Because I'm implementing within the program implementation time for you to actually do the growth work that I give you, you're going to be set up for success. So instead of going, overwhelm, so much information, and then you're like, ah, and this is what I've learned from doing this 4 times. This is I think the 5th group. Yeah, the 5th group. So I'm pacing it. However, one of the things that I know, because I'm also very intuitive, is that some of you are at different levels than others. So originally what I was going to do was I was going to go module 1, module 2, and I was going to drip it to you a little bit at a time. Now what I decided to do, my intuition, is I'm going to open up all of the curriculum all at once. But here's my warning about that for you adrenaline junkies in recovery. Look, Valerie's looking at me. For you adrenaline, I want you to take it slow, okay? So if you try to go through every single module in one night, you are guaranteed to be overwhelmed. But if you take it at your own pace and then do the assignments, it's going to be ease and grace. So every month I'm going to have recommended modules, and we're going to go over that. And then we're going to have a coaching session where I'm going to coach you on what we just went over. And then you're going to have your accountability buddy, because a lot of you are auditory kinesthetic learners, not just visual. So when you're speaking it out loud, you're going to really integrate it and see action. So this whole program, not just the curriculum, but the way I'm facilitating it, is to set you up for success with ease and grace. And because Serena was asking me, so, when are we going to start getting paid to speak? Right now. I think Serena had 3 paid ones just when she signed up. Not even beginning the program yet, just intention. And people like me and Katie, who's very law of attraction, once you make a decision and you're in alignment, it's your soul's contract, the universe is going to conspire for your good. It's like, this is where your attention is. This is what you're focused on, and opportunities are going to come. And the only time that I had experts in my group, because I had a lot of doctors, my last cohort with medical doctors, I had 1 PhD and 2 medical doctors specializing 3 in epigenetics. I know all about epigenetics, right? How your environment creates illness and how you could change on the biology of your body through your mind. Fascinating, right? But they were very much in their heads because they're doctors. So what they did was they were thinking, and it created a blockage. So if any time during this program you feel blocked or you feel something, make sure you come to me so we can clear it. Because the only thing that's going to stop you from being paid to speak, guess what is? Guess who it is?
You.
Exactly you. It's not going to be me. I'm going to be conspiring for your good. In fact, I am going to be starting to refer you guys speaking engagements. So I'm doing with Serena already. So you are ready now, right now, just from showing up today, before you even opened a book. You are experts. And then I'm going to be giving you contracts and evaluation forms. And I have all of these materials that are just going to get you repeatedly booked. My one book that I had, I literally, not that you need a book necessarily to be speaking, I spoke on this book for 15 years. I was looking at the copyright of the book. I don't know if you had a chance to see that, Katie. I was like, oh my goodness. I wrote this book in 2005. And I just did a talk last week on this book, right? So once you have a body of work, which you're going to be developing in this course, you're going to be doing your signature talk, which I know some of you are already doing, right, girl? You know it. Miami's in the house, right? She's doing yeah, you know it. And so I was saying we're going to have a mastermind celebration in December here in LA, and you're going to come, and we'll do a Miami one if we have to, right? So I'm going to go over step by step all that I covered, the overview, how to access the online course. I'm going to go over the accountability, buddy rules. But the most important thing that I think you should know about this course is that it's inside out. I think that's what's different. I think Valerie was saying this because she's worked with me with other programs. What's different about me than other Be a Paid Speaker Now people, because there's like 5 other programs that during my research of what's out there, I was looking at this program and that program, and this actually gets the most value for the least money for the most impact, with a guarantee, by the way, is that I am also using the internal spiritual law of attraction principles, because our inner world creates our outer world. Unless you're in alignment inside, anything we do on the outside is not going to move very fast. So we're also going to use some law of attraction principles, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to lead you through a lot of them together. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to introduce ourselves. Yay. So, and I'm going to make it really easy for you. I'm going to give you a little script so that we can do this quick and easy. So I want to start off with 2 questions. One is, who are you? You know, your name, your expertise. And then the second thing is, what is your intention? Because everything we do in life, we want to have an intention. One of my most powerful books I ever read was by Wayne Dyer, called The Power of Intention. In fact, that's everybody who read that book. Raise your hand, so I know you're my people. Yeah, right? You guys, half of you read the book. My first mastermind I ever did was Wayne Dyer's book, Power of Intention. I had a group and we led. And one of my podcast guests that I'm doing this week, her name is Ursula Mentes, who is, you're going to love her when you hear her podcast. She wrote this book called Selling with Intention. That she based off of her reading from Wayne Dyer. And I am going to be bringing for this mastermind a lot of bonuses that are not even in the modules. And her work is part of it, because selling is the key, right? For speaking, right? Selling yourself and selling yourself high, not short. So you're just going to start with who are you and what is your intention in a concise, sweet manner. Which, by the way, if you don't have a concise, sweet elevator pitch, this Thursday, I'm leading an elevator pitch workshop with LAX Coastal Chamber for those of you that are local from 5 to 7. So, okay, who would like to start? Okay, I knew you did. I was going to call on you. Okay. Let me unmute you. Okay, you're on.
So, hi everybody, I'm Dr. Sirena Pilarolo, your midlife midwife. And what I do is I support professional midlife women to recover their juiciness and rebirth into the most exciting second half of their lives. And my intention for this mastermind is to integrate everything that I've done in my life, all my experience, all my knowledge, all my wisdom, stand in my power and my authority and go get those fucking paid speaking gigs and start making money.
I love it. And what were you doing yesterday morning?
I was speaking at the Ojai Center for Spiritual Living.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was so good. And by the way, just a testimonial for Serena, I had a one-on-one session with her. Oh my God, my whole life has changed just in 1 hour, just the deep work that she does. So I highly recommend her. And I don't consider myself midlife yet, although I'm really close. Never too early to get started, right?
You are, girl.
Juiciness. Everyone can need more juiciness at any age, okay? All right. Who would like to go next? Katie?
Sure. I'm Katie Long, and I am a publicist, and I work with small businesses and entrepreneurs and independent musicians also. I have a strong background in the entertainment industry, and I teach them how to do a PR campaign for themselves to promote their business or their brand without paying for a publicist, because publicists can be, $5,000 or more a month. So giving people the skills to be able to empower themselves to get the word out about their business. So my intention is I've been booked a few times over the past few months, have a couple coming up, but to really increase those bookings and be abundantly paid for them. And also, I want to learn how to kind of hone in on my message a little bit more. I think there's more of a personal story that I can incorporate into my presentation about PR. And PR is not really an emotional subject, but I seem to get an emotional response from the people I speak with. So I think kind of being able to relate to them more would be really helpful. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I just have to also give a plug for Katie, who's already been interviewed on the Be a Paid Speaker Now podcast, which all of you, so is Valerie, said Anna this week, all of you I'm going to be interviewing, because part of what I'm here to do is to highlight you. But I've been trying to get into this Voyage LA magazine forever. And one email from Katie, and they're like, oh, we totally want you. So knowing somebody who's a publicist in PR is amazing. And Katie and I are going to be working together on seeing what we could develop specifically for speakers, right, Katie? So
Yeah.
we have something up our sleeves that we're going to be working on, a side project that you guys are going to definitely all benefit from. Ooh la la. Okay.
Right.
Where's my gorgeous Valerie? Valerie, why don't you go?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Valerie, or Val, you can call me. I am co-creator for a company called Basic Bananas, and we lead marketing workshops for small and medium-sized business owners. So I am the U.S. Partner, and I facilitate workshops here for our small business partners. Emphasis on the word facilitate. I like to help people unlock and to create systems for themselves, less on the motivational side. And I'm really passionate about, or I guess my specific intention for this course is to obviously grow Basic Bananas here in the United States. And I think a big part of that will be growing my personal brand through speaking. So that will be one avenue of doing that. And my second intention is to learn less and take more action. And from our last workshop that I did with Deborah, I know that that's a big part of the program, actually taking action.
Yes, inspired action too.
Yes.
And Valerie was with me. I have a program that I created called Mindset for Success, which I now call Align for Success, which is how your inner world works. It's thoughts, emotions, energy. And she was just such a magnificent light in the class that I asked her to be my coach. So she actually has been coaching me, because don't trust a coach without a coach. I have so many coaches. That's why I have Serena and Belle right on, So she's just amazing, and her company is just like a rock. She's a rock star. So she's in charge of the whole U.S. operations for this marketing company, and she is just bomb.com. So we're really grateful.
Thank you.
Can I ask something? I'm a teacher, so I'm very curious. I always want to know everything. So what's the other country, Val?
Oh, the head operations is based out of Australia, but we're also in Canada and Switzerland.
Thank you.
Switzerland too. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. All right. Lisa, before her daughter goes into labor, right?
Oh,
Oh, wait, let me unmute you. Go ahead. Lisa? Lisa, can you turn up your volume? Can't hear.
It's not the volume. It's probably some settings that she has on her computer.
Oh, okay.
she's
Yeah. Check your
unmuted.
settings on your computer to enable audio, and then we'll come back to you. Okay, Sheila.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sheila Arthur, and I guess I'm in the middle of finding my midlife juiciness. I just am in transition right now, and I think probably one of the strengths that I bring is a presence and I've been through several transformations of my own, and I am so intent on other people recognizing that they are not their situations or their past.
Right.
They have a whole lot to bring to the table, and helping to bring that out in people, and knowing that through just changing mindset, changing actions, that it really does unlock a whole different life. And I would really like to be able to share my message. Not entirely sure what all that message is, but I know that I just am brimming over with wanting to be of service in that way and connect with people and earn a very good income doing so. So that's
Yes.
what I'm, yeah.
I love it. And Sheila, I've coached both of Sheila's sisters. Are my they are my clients, both of her sisters, separately, like totally different. And then I'm walking into Coffee Connection. You know how I am, Valerie, walking to Coffee Connection here in Mar Vista. And there's Sheila. And I say, I'm always in the right place in the right time with the right people. So synchronicity, there's no accident that we're together. There's no accident that you are with each other. And I am so grateful and thankful. And I think that this is a sacred group. And I honor you for trusting your speaking business with me. And I hold that very, very seriously. I mean, I think about you. Serena knows as my coach, like night and day. She's like, Deborah, I know it's Saturday, 4th of July. You need to stop working on the mask, because I'm just so dedicated to your success. And I just am very grateful that you're here with us. Thank you, Sheila, because I know it's the last minute. Okay, we got Miami in the house. Angelina, come on.
Hello, everyone. Angelina Rosario. I'm actually, from Miami, Florida. I'm currently a general sales manager for Cox Media Group, so I oversee 4 radio stations. But after being diagnosed with a tumor a couple of years ago, and I've gone through 4 major surgeries, I have made a promise to God that I would devote my life to helping other people find their pain and find their purpose during their pain. So that's where my mission started, where now I have a company named She Fixes Crowns, and I go around speaking to different women. And I'm actually having an event July 20th, where I'm empowering women in the middle of their pain. It's usually where you find out what you're made of, and you find your purpose. So that's it.
I love that. And she's already recording it. We already looked at the room.
Yes.
We wrote her speech.
I recorded my speech.
Oh, good.
I recorded my speech and I was listening to it in the car today.
Send it to me. Okay,
awesome. I will.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I can help you guys with. In an hour, we literally wrote her entire signature speech. So we're really excited about that. And I'm going to see if we're going to get another Miami person so that we can have an East Coast time, so that otherwise I'm going to be your partner, Angelina. What? It's okay. And how I got to meet her is I'm always speaking in Miami. Why? Because I live in Miami. I am Miami. You can tell. As much as you get to know me and her, you'll know why I'm Miami. And so her sister was in the audience when I gave a speaking engagement recently, and told her, you need to be in the master. I didn't even talk about the mastermind, but somehow she knew that she should be in the mastermind. And so that's how we connected. So, and that's what you all are going to realize, is that your audience members are going to become your sales team. Just from my little hour speech today, Southern California Edison, and also City of Inglewood department, I can't remember her name. Anyway, I got 2 other speaking gigs, like right off the bat, and that's going to be you. It's going to be, I know, yay! But it's major, like the mayor of Inglewood, who's like bringing in the Olympics and all this stuff, went on before me, and all the councilmen. Like, it's such a good visibility strategic alliance for me that I have with the city of Beverly Hills and city of Inglewood. And whatever contacts I have, guess who has those contacts? You, because my Rolodex is your Rolodex. So that's what the power of synergy is about. We're better together, and we're going to help each other grow. And that's why I'm appreciating you guys all have such clarity about who you are and what you do. Okay, let's try Lisa again. Can you say something, Lisa? Can you try plugging in maybe a headset? We'll see if she can. Any advice for her?
Yes, she could also get out of the call and come back.
Okay, try to come out and then come back. So Lisa's daughter is like having contraction, maybe going into labor. So we're just grateful that she's here right now, and she may have to like run out. Okay, so what I'm going to do when we're waiting for Lisa is just to also, I'm sorry? Oh, Carol Ann.
Yeah, right. I don't know why I'm not showing up. I'm not showing up to you guys.
No.
I can't see my picture, so I don't know what happened there.
Maybe
Carol,
your video is crossed out.
Let me try to make you a.
I can't find anything that says.
You're a panelist. But
Are you on the
can start
phone
your
or
video.
on a computer?
I'm on the computer, but
So-
maybe it thinks I'm on the phone.
But below there's a menu, and to your left there's two icons. One is a mic, and the other one is a video. Is that?
Yeah, I don't have the video mic, the video icon.
Okay, well,
is
just
weird.
introduce yourself anyway, Caroline.
Okay, I am the invisible partner, and no, I'm recently a retired language teacher, and I discovered the Life Mastery Institute with Mary Morrissey a couple of years ago, and I decided to become a certified life mastery consultant. So I've been using the Life Mastery Institute curriculum, and I'm especially interested in helping women who are getting out of, have decided, or have already left toxic relationships, to help them turn their lives around and find what it is they really, really love. Forget the situations, all the outside stuff, and look inside and discover who you really are, and make something happen that will make you happy.
Yeah.
Because we all should have a happy life. We are all deserving of living our dream, because we all have something to give, and that's what I really want to help people do.
And what is your intention from the group?
My intention is to start getting paid.
Yes. Yes.
And to really spread it out. I've stayed in a small group of people, and I'm beginning to. I was interviewed by a lady in Spain for a podcast last week, so that was. I thought, yes, I'm in the right place, and I'll be going more places with maybe not to Miami, but I'll be going more places with you guys.
Maybe Spain. Oh yeah, my Italy. I have to tell you guys about the Italy opportunity.
Oh my God, yes.
We'll be invited to Serena and Caroline already invited themselves to my Italy gig.
Yes.
It's still in negotiation right now. Okay. So before, I want to say one thing about Carol Ann. Carol Ann is so fantastic. I have been coaching her for quite a while, and she's been to like 20,000 of my workshops. Like she's been to maybe 20, 30 of my workshops, and is really ready and aligned to get out there. So I'm really excited, because I know a lot of women in toxic relationships, and they need to hear you, and your message is so important. And that's what, for all of you, you are the messengers for a very important message, and they need to hear it from you. Exactly, from you. And another affirmation that I want to give you before we get to Lisa, wow, Lisa, you're like the special guest, is that I say I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people to allow my divine talent, skills, and abilities to be, like Katie said, abundantly paid to do what I love, right?
I got that from you.
Oh, you got it? Good. But
I can't take credit.
It's so amazing. And I added abundantly paid to do what I love, because clarity is cash, right? We're going to be talking a lot about that. Clarity is cash. And I used to say, I'm in the right place at the right time, and I would have opportunity after opportunity for freaking free. And I'm not about that life. I told them this morning, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, even though I'm in front of the mayor or whatever. I'm like, I'm Debbie De Niro, friends. I'm like, I just said it, Valerie. I know you like Debbie De Niro. I'm like, I'm about making you money. And they were like hysterical. They loved it. Nothing wrong. And I know a lot of us, being on a spiritual path, being on a metaphysical path, sometimes we feel like, oh, it's spiritual, or no, it is both. We're not on an or program. We're on an and program, where we are willing and receptive. And when we are, opportunities come to us. And when we're aligned, it's instant. I'm going to tell you the Italy story in a second. Okay, Lisa. No? Oh.
Maybe she
If
has
you
her
hover
mic.
over your photo, and there's like 3 dots, do you see anything if you click on those 3 dots, Lisa?
I'm going to make you a host. Let's see. Lisa, I'm going to make you a host. You've been upgraded.
Is your microphone muted?
Try to say something again. Can you just call via audio, Lisa? Just try to call. Yeah, I made her a host, so I'm not quite sure.
Oh, there.
Oh,
It's muted.
it's muted right now. Unmuted.
Oh, there it is.
Her mic. Oh,
There.
Oh,
Now you are.
Can you talk? No. It's something else.
It's something with the computer, I think.
Yeah, Lisa,
Yes.
text me your intention and I'll say it. Text me what.
No, she can write in the chat.
In the chat?
You can write in the chat.
Lisa?
See where the chat is either.
The chat is below. There's a menu in the bottom, and
It
in
says
the middle.
Q&A.
Yes, in the middle. Yeah, there's Q&A, and you can write in.
Yeah.
Oh, Susie says that she can see her. Where is Susie?
Oh, Susie's raising her hand. She wants to go.
Where is she? We can't see her.
She might need to enable her video and audio.
Lisa, why don't you call me on my cell phone? Yeah, she'll call me on the cell phone. Got it. Okay. So, oh, isn't it great to start the mastermind during Mercury retrograde first day? Yeah! We cannot let it stop. I swear. I was waiting to start the mastermind the perfect time. I'm like, oh, great. The entire month of July is retrograde, but it will not stop us.
Where is
so
Susie?
what does that mean?
We're not even going to put energy into it. Okay, so panelists, I'm going back to Susie.
She's not in the panel.
Yeah, I don't see her. Maybe she'll come back. Yeah, she will. Okay, well, I'm going to go on just because this is really for orientation. And then we'll have all these glitches work out. Maybe, Valerie, I'll make you a co-host so you can help me. Can you help me on the next one? Okay, great. So Valerie will help me be my co-host to help with all the technical issues on the next one. So this is actually, when we talk about the mastermind, we are going to be meeting every month for a group coaching session. And the group coaching session is there's 3 purposes for it. One is that I'm going to highlight and review the material that you've already watched. So when we leave here, you're going to get assignments, and I'm going to show you where all the videos are and the readings are, etc. And then on the coaching call, you're going to check in where you are with the assignments and any questions you have, any challenges, any blockages that you have with the assignments, right? And also, this is going to be our opportunity to get over our growing edge. Because what happens, and I know some of you have said this has already happened, the ego that is not your amigo is going to start popping up. When you go to the next level and you're out of your comfort zone, it's going to be like, oh, but I don't know if your Spanish is good, or, oh, I don't know if you're the right person, or it's just going to have all of this little talk, that, what is it called? The syndrome, imposter syndrome starts coming up for everybody. Like, who do we think we are? And what about this? And so not a lot of what we're going to do, but 20% of what we're going to be doing is getting our mindset right so that everything that we learn comes in on fertile soil. So your ego isn't going to be holding the parking brake because we have our foot on the freaking gas and we are going to go. And the wonderful thing about having the synergy of the group is when, Katie books an international speaking gig or Serena is like on a speaking tour, then it raises us all up because we know if one person can do it, we can all do it, right? So we all are going to rise together with ease and with grace. So this orientation session is to really get you acquainted because there is one thing, those of you that don't know about me, is I'm not stingy when it comes to materials. I am an overgiver, not an undergiver. So, but I want to make sure with the smorgasbord that you're not going to be getting full. So I'm going to show you the pieces of it so that you can eat lightly, have these appetizers and not get full or overwhelmed, because the biggest challenge that people have had in the group, not that it's not great information, is that there's so much information and how to assimilate it and how to aggregate it. And that's why what I have recommended that you do is every week, even if we're not meeting, to schedule time either on your own or with your accountability partner, like 6 to 7:30 or whatever, to work on the speaking business. Because I know you're running a marketing company, you're running a PR company, you have a full-time gig, some of you, right? You're doing a lot of stuff, and to really carve out the time to be able to do, not that there's a lot to do, but there are items to do to get yourself ready. And some of you already have that together. And then it's just getting yourself positioned and out there to align with these paid speaking gigs. And we start getting into the paid stuff next month. So we have July, which I know Serena's like, why are we starting with the paid stuff? But I'm telling you, I'm not saying that already this month you're not going to start booking stuff. Why not? My intention is one speaking gig will pay for this course, right? One speaking,
Yes.
right? At least. And if you get 4 a month or whatever your goal is, and we're going to set our goals, what we're going to get, you know that your investment is paying off tenfold. And that's what my intention is, that your investment will pay off 10 million fold, because that's what I'm all about. I'm giving you great value. Lisa, did you want to try again? No, she can't. Okay. All right. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna have you, maybe you can do a video, Lisa. She's like, great. Like a little introduction video in the Facebook group and say, hi, this is Lisa, this is my intention. Okay, fantastic. By the way, Lisa works at my favorite school that I will get my PhD at, USC. And she's speaking, and she is super fantastic, and you guys are going to love her. And Lisa, your partner, Susie, text her, maybe see where she is. I know she's here in some vortex of being hidden.
Susie is under attendees.
I see that, but it's not even letting me access her to make her a participant. Susie, why don't you come out and then come back in, and then I'll make you a participant. Okay, so I just want to talk about the reading, and then I'm going to get into the modules. So because Katie, I think, had asked me a question. By the way, the best place to reach me if you need to get in touch with me is text. But if you're on the East Coast, after 5 a.m., no, I'm kidding. So texting is great. You guys all have my cell phone number. You could, if you send me a message in Facebook or Instagram, I may or may not get it, because I'm not always, believe it or not, on social media. So text is always great, because even if I'm doing a speaking gig, you're always on my mind. So I have my watch right here to be able to support you, especially as time progresses and you're going to be pitching for speaking engagements and you need to ask me something. I'm very much available for you to be able to help you close deals or open a deal or whatever you need from me. Yes, of course, during the life of this, or to make introductions, etc. Okay, so there are some books that we are going to be using. This book, which, how many of you already started reading this book? I know some people did. Okay,
Yes.
a couple of you. So this book can be overwhelming. This woman actually used to do a program like I'm doing and stopped for whatever reason. I don't know why she stopped doing her mastermind, but to do a session with her is like, I think $1,500 for 44 minutes or something like that. I'm not mad at you, friend. And the reason this book, so I'm warning you, it can be overwhelming, is because she's creating a 7-figure business. This isn't how to be a speaker. This is how to be a 7-figure speaker. This is a wealthy speaker, right? We are starting with ease and grace. So we're just starting right where you are. Maybe you're starting making an extra so much money per month or per quarter with your speaking business. So the reasons, like, you can't be a speaker until you have a business plan, you know, a lot of the stuff that she says I don't agree with, but there's a lot of stuff that she has that is really excellent that will especially help you, Lisa, help you, Sheila, help you, Susie, those of you that are in transition, because it gives you a lot of clarity. I bought the workbook that you don't need to, but if you want to, I'm anal, that goes along with this. All the questions are in here, but I got this at Goodwill for $8. Whoa. I think she sells this for $72, but Goodwill had it, and nothing's written in it. If you guys are like a shopper like me, that like your whole house is full of books, I've learned to buy books at Goodwill because nobody reads them. Anyway, so this book is really great. And also, one of the things that I put together for you is a list of my favorite podcasts on speaking and growing your speaking. Which I'm going to show you where those are. Her podcast is really, really great. She interviews a lot of great people with great tips. But remember, and I said this morning when I spoke, less is more. So I am going to give you all of what you need. It's kind of like, say you go to a trainer and one trainer is like, just eat less and exercise more. Simple. And then another one is like, you need to intermittent fast and you need to do this, and they make it all complicated. I'm not that person. I'm the simple, easy. So, and that's what you have me for. I've taken all these courses. I've read all these books. I've gathered the material, and then I'm going to synthesize it so that you can digest it. You could take action on it at your pace to be able to get paid with ease and grace. Cool? Is that cool? Okay. There is a book that you're going to love. And those of you that travel a lot, I know Valerie, Katie, you're always on a plane. You too, Annalena. This book is a perfect plane book. This book is the kind of book that all of you can write. How many of you have a book that you're ready to write? Any of you? Okay, I figured. Yeah, and we're not going to write a book in this mastermind, but we can write a book in the next one. I wrote my book in a mastermind. There's 12 of us, and all of us wrote a book because we just did the steps, right? So listen to this. How she wrote this book is she did a weekly blog and put the weekly blog into a book.
Yeah.
Easy breezy. And in fact, the book that teaches you how to do that, it's called Blog to Book. I have that book too, which shows you, but that's what she did. So this is so digestible. It's just every chapter is like 2 pages. It's a blog. And a blog, if you don't already know, is like 350 words. It's not a lot of words. And she just took her blog and she published it. But what I like about her, she's very hard. She's like very masculine energy. I'm going to try to get her on my podcast. She was in the hospital last time I tried to book her. But not only was she a speaker, but she was an agent that booked speakers and worked with agencies. So she's really, really great. Yes?
Question, are you going to send us that information over?
Yeah, I'm going to show you where all this information is. Yeah. You don't have to write any notes. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. Okay. Don't worry. He's in grace. He's in grace. Okay, so this is Lois Creamer. Yeah, I have all these books written down, and they're in your little list, right? So this is Book More Business. So this is a fantastic book. And then, which I know Serena has already read, right? This is The 3-Word Rebellion. This girl, you read it too? Lisa? She's freaking awesome. Anybody that talks about Duran Duran on their blog, I'm like, Nick Rhodes all the way, girl. So showing my age. But anyway, this book is awesome, especially for those of you that want even more clarity on your positioning, on your brand, because that's how I got my Align for Success. This book isn't just a book. They give you exercises to help you realize what is your movement. And Katie, as a PR person, knows this more than anyone else, is that people aren't going to buy into us as a speaker. They're going to buy into our movement. Because at any time people can turn against you. Tony Robbins, who's been out there speaking forever, said something against the Me Too movement that went viral. And it literally made me not want to go to his program. No matter how wonderful he is and what he was saying and how he was saying it, I realized that's probably why I was never attracted to go to his programs before. Nothing wrong with them. I think it's great, but it's the very no pain, no gain, push till you're suffering program. And I'm just not in alignment with that. Maybe, there's nothing wrong with the information. But so when we have a movement, and we're going to talk about this, people are going to buy into that. And they're not just going to want to book you as a speaker. They're also going to want to bring you in as a consultant. they're also going to want to maybe do a series with online webinars with you because they're super clear how you solve their problem. Mel Robbins, who was #1 speaker of 2000 and what's last year, 18. Simple movement. It was about the 5-minute procrastination, right? And now she's doing just seminars, speaking everywhere, right? Because she was super clear. Because why? Clarity is cash. Clarity is cash. Clarity is cash. Okay. So these are our main books. However, there are some bonus books. I am going to be doing visioning with you, right? Serena's my visioning partner. So this is one of my mentors, Dr. Michael Beckwith. He created this formula called visioning. And visioning is different than visualization. One of the things we're going to do in our next session on the 22nd, it's the 22nd, right, Monday, is we are going to vision for your speaking business. And it may be different than what you think.
Yeah,
because one of the things that people love about working with me, for those of you that have done private work with me, is it's not surface, it's very deep, right, Serena? Deep, 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 deep. So what I'm going to do, even in this mastermind, is I'm going to connect with each one of you with your higher self, with your super conscious genius mind. And we are going to access your genius mind. Don't worry, I'm going to do it for you. You just have to give me permission. I'm going to do it for you. And you're going to get divine downloads. So instead of uploading, what should we do and what should it look like? That's the way we've been socialized in this masculine world of do, go, go, suffer, suffer, suffer. We're not on that program. You can be when you're not with me, but when you're with me, we're on the feminine receptivity program. It doesn't mean that we're not going to take inspired action, but we're going to align for success. So we're going to take inspired action that we're being guided to, not that's going to be no pain, no gain, right? So I'm going to be leading you in every session in the beginning in a brief mindfulness meditation to anchor us. And then we're going to be doing visioning because it's very, very powerful. If you decide that you want to do visioning on your own, I recommend the audiobook. My business partner, Adelaide Denton, when we first started our speaking business, we visioned every week. And I'll tell you, the times that we visioned, I booked the most gigs. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It wasn't the more marketing I did, the more inner work I did. Yeah. I mean, we booked, one of our first gigs was a $22,000 gig for the city of Riverside. And we on our website never said that we taught diversity, but I'm Latina and she's from Ghana. And so they just like, you guys look like diverse chicks. We're being sued. Will you please do a workshop? And they had it at the convention center. We trained 2,000 people. It was like, I mean, that was one of my most challenging. So they would have a group of 500 come in a convention center. And everybody from the superintendent to the trash man. And we were doing diversity training. Then they'd bring another 500 people. And then we're like, it was, and I was a professor teaching diversity. So I was like, I can do this diversity class. And she was such a great leader. So this is what I'm telling you. I'm going to give you both the business and marketing, but also the spiritual principles that are going to supercharge. And when I say supercharge, I invite you to be ready now, right? Because, you know, have your seatbelt on, whatever you need to do to get ready. Start letting go of like any haters in your life. Start letting go of any peripheral things because you want to have the container. Yes, Lisa. You want to have the container to be receptive to all that I am going to give you and all that you're going to co-create and manifest because it is instantaneously that it's going to happen. So there's a book that I wasn't going to have on your mandatory reading list, but then when I started manifesting my Italy thing, I was like, you know what, this needs to be upgraded mandatory. Okay, you should have this tomorrow.
Money, I have.
It's called Creating Money by don't worry, I have it all on your book list, and I'll show you where your book list is in a minute. But this book, I first had this book when I was 19 years old. And I needed a job, I needed a place to live, and I needed a ride to school. I don't think I had a car or something like that. And I did the exercises in this book because this book isn't a left brain thing. A lot of us are socialized and spend a lot of time in our left brain. We're analyzing things and thinking about things. But the power that we have is of co-creation is in our superconscious mind and the subconscious mind, right? And this book has exercises every 6 page that activates. They teach you to use your manifestation muscle. And when I was 19 years old, I manifested my first job working for, you know, Val Kilmer from the movie The Doors. So I worked for him and his brother for this company called Valmar. And when I got this job for them, I'm like, by the way, Mark Kilmer, who I'm still friends with right now, I'm like, I don't have a place to live. And he's like, oh, well, we have a mansion. Do you want to move in? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, well, what's the rent? He's like, don't freak out, Val. This was a long time ago. $60 a month. I'm like, oh my God. And I live next door to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Do you know him? Action. I was living with Val Kilmer's brother, Mark, next to Jean-Claude Van Damme. I manifested this Terrence Darby guy to drive me to school. And it was just all from this. And then I was realizing that all through my life, I had been using that same book since I was 19. So I just upgraded myself when I got the new edition. And I started doing the exercises. And for those of you that know me, I've been thinking about going to Europe for quite a long time. But remember the affirmation, Katie. We're always in the right time, with the right place, with the right people. So I'm coaching one of my clients who is a graduate from this program. And she was speaking in Italy. She's a graduate of the Be a Paid Speaker Now program, but not the Mastermind. So she has enough to be dangerous and booking gigs, but she doesn't have the Mastermind to know how to do all the make your audience, your speaking. So there's just a lot of stuff she still needs to learn. So she hired me for one-on-one coaching. And she's like, oh, by the way, I'm teaching the law of attraction in Italy at this retreat in Umbria. I'm like, oh, really? When are you going? She's like, oh, I'm leaving like next week. I'm taking my mom with me as, you know, a special gift for her. I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's like, well, they're going to do the retreat again in September, whatever. And I was like, oh, really? Maybe I can facilitate a workshop over there. So I emailed the lady and I sent her everything that I'm going to teach you how to pitch yourself, right? And I sent her every reason why I'm the most fabulous person for this Italy retreat. And so she says, oh my God, that looks so fantastic. It'll be great, blah, blah, blah. And so I'll find out July 26th. And if I do, you guys are all invited. Why not, right? Come with me. It's September 25th. The only thing I'm nervous about is I have a big speaking engagement in Houston on the 6th. And, you know, coming from Europe, so I may just leave very early, like not stay the whole, unfortunately, 5 days, go there early or whatever. So yeah, it's September 25th to October 6th. But the point is, this book is bomb.com, okay? It's not me. I don't have magical powers. All of you can do the same thing with this book. I was sitting down meditating, and I thought I was levitating, but it was an earthquake. It was an earthquake. I was like, I am transcending. I'm like, Prince, I'm going to like, but it was the earthquake. I was like, Katie, where are you? She's my neighbor. She's supposed to be my earthquake partner. She was a mammoth. I was like, oh no. Well, this book will shake up your life in a good way. Abundance of overflow. And it's not just for money. It's all about energy and all about not just speaking. Like say, Valerie, you wanted to fill up one of your groups. There's an exercise in here on how to fill up your group. Or if you wanted to sell out, say you were going to do an event, this is great for you, Angelina, and you want to sell it out, there's an exercise in there on how to do that. And in fact, I can facilitate a bonus video with the exercise. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to facilitate a bonus video for you guys so that you can hear it in my voice, because my voice is going to be your voice of dinero, right? You're just going to, when you hear my voice, you're like, oh, and money is a good word, not a bad word. We love it because money is energy. And the whole reason this book talks about creating money is so that you can be a philanthropist. Is so that you don't have to worry about anything. So you could do what you're actually here to do, which is to be that great Melinda Gates giver. For you to be having that foundation, for you to make people, their pain, their purpose, right? So this is this book is fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let me show you. Any questions so far?
Yeah, Deborah, is there a specific order that you want us to read those?
Yes.
Or?
Yes, yes. And I'm gonna actually, I'm very, you don't know this about me, but I'm very linear when I want to be. I am very non-linear and then I'm very linear. So what I'm going to do at the end of this call is in our Facebook group, give you the assignments for the next week. I'm not doing it like in a syllabus because it would be literally 22 pages and you would get overwhelmed. But I'm going to give you the order for the book. The first book that we're reading is The Wealthy Speaker. So that's the first one. But I highly recommend for those of you that are ready for manifestation earlier, this book is number one. Okay.
Question.
Other questions?
Yes. During my working hours, it's really hard to get into social media. So if you post it, I may miss it. Are you also going to recap maybe via email?
I could, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll totally miss it because I don't see my social media for like 12 hours.
Yeah, no problem. I can do
Thank you.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen. Okay, let's see. 5 millions of screens. That's not good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to be putting in all of your emails and giving you access to this console. And by the way, I, for a while, was considering selling this as a standalone, but nobody wanted to do the course without me. I haven't mastered it yet. Maybe Valerie will help me with that. So it's only available. So there's 14 people that you'll see that have access to this. And those are people that were in my other cohorts. But this is something that is yours to keep. This is your course. This is the meat and potatoes, or if you're vegetarian, the quinoa and the potatoes of this course, because these are the videos that I've created that is summarizing everything that I've learned, like I told you, for 17 years, $40,000, and that I worked on for like 2 years. And so what I did is, because I'm very intuitive, I tuned into you all. And I added a lot of things based on, because I'm already connected with you. So I tuned into your superconscious mind and I said, okay, they need to know this, they want to know this. And I added a lot from before. So if you see me in different outfits, that's why. So I'm going to put your emails in here and you have access. This is only for you. This is not to share. This is my intellectual property. Literally, the cameraman that did the recording had tried to steal it. Don't mess with me, man. Colombiano was ready in action. So my best friend is an intellectual property attorney. And like right away, we sent it to the U.S. Copyright Office and we got it copywritten. So that didn't happen. So this is very sacred information for your eyes only. There are 16 lessons in here. There's a welcome to the course, about me, outline and objectives. And in the outline and objectives is where I have the book list that I was just mentioning to you, of what books, and it says make sure you go in order, and I'm going to label them because I realize you guys want to know 1, 2, 3, 4, like Katie said. So right now they're not labeled, but I'm going to label them and make sure that you guys go in the proper order. I'm giving you access to all of them, even though we're only going to work on 2 at a time. Okay, so you are going to do the clarity and confidence for the month of July, and then we're going to go into the cultivating leads in August, and you're going to have all of this in your assignments. So don't worry about that. I'm going to give it to you in an email because it also pasted in the Facebook group. And in addition to that, one of the things that I did was I created a speaker's Bible. Okay. So when you come over here, and you're going to have access, I'm going to email you this, you're going to have access to this for life. It's not like other programs where you only have access it during the 6 months of the program. You're going to have access to it forever. And then when I do another group, guess what? I'm going to improve it for them, and then you're still going to have access to it. So the people that were my old group, I'm like, oh, by the way, I added 4 videos, and they're like, oh, thank you. So I'm not like charging them anymore. So you're going to keep having access. So see where it says download your workbook? It's really your Bible. This is a 70-page, I think 69 page. This is a 69-page program, see? And you can print it out and put it in a 3-ring binder. And this is going to enable you to write it out. I know a lot of you are like old school. Let's get on the paper and pencil and write things out. And it really helps you to have that visual. So that is going to help you with the modules, because the modules will give you the information, and then the workbook, you're going to be able to work through them to really identify, okay, what is my purpose statement? What is my brand statement? What am I an expert at, et cetera, et cetera. So we are going to be working on, see where it says you are the expert? This is going to be the first section that we're working on in July. The clarity is cash and the elements of the speaking business. And then we're going to be going into show me the money modules that are all about creating leads and getting business. And then once you get leads, like today, the leads that I got, how to make your audience members your sales team, and they're going to be getting leads. And then I have a whole section for you that we're going to take slowly and easily on social media marketing for speakers. And I'm adding one more that's not here. We had a little glitch with my recording, but I'm going to re-record it. It's podcast for speakers. So I know Katie had mentioned she was interested in doing a podcast, and maybe some of you are. Maybe some of you aren't. You don't have to do a podcast. Like Carol Ann, you could be on other people's podcasts. But if you do want to be on a podcast, I'm putting together a whole webinar, because it took me so long, and I learned through trial and error. And like I said, my intention is you're not going to learn through trial and error. You're going to learn through my mistakes. Over here where it says worksheets, right here where it says custom forms, one of my clients was saying I should monetize this, like how much each form is worth so people know the value of the program. But I didn't, but I'm going to tell you. This having, like, one of the courses that I spent $5,000 with, like, this was part of our workbook that we got. Having your intro, which, by the way, Angelina, I have to get to you. Did I get that to you, your introduction already?
Is that the one that is not your bio, but is your intro?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really important that you have a compelling introduction. Your bio is not your introduction. Your introduction is what people are going to speak to get the crowd super excited with you. And every audience that you speak to, you want to customize it and have it a different way. Like for today's City of Inglewood, I would mention like how I wrote for the Inglewood Business Opportunity Network, how I spoke, like a lot of Inglewood stuff in that introduction, things that resonate with the crowd. So I'm giving you a template to write yours, and I can help you if you need writing, but you're going to have that there. I'm also in here is a sample one sheet, which is going to be one of your marketing materials. And we're not going to talk about that yet, but you're going to have this one sheet. I know Serena already has one. Some of you may already have one. If you don't have one, I have a girl that I work with, my virtual assistant, that's very low cost. I'm all about low cost to no cost, that can make you one. She already has the template from me. She can make it with your logo, your branding, really, really low price. So that is big, because one of the things that people are going to ask you right away is, you know, what are your topics? So I'm just showing you these. You don't need to access this right now, because I want you to go through the modules first, but I want you to know what's in here, because this is gold, okay? The other thing that's here, see where it says speakers agreement? I had my attorney create this for me. I think it was like $350. And then I hired another attorney to go through and fix with that attorney. There's just little things. So I had like 2 attorneys look at this agreement. You want to have a solid agreement. And the reason that I got this agreement is because when I booked that $60,000 contract, I was like nervous. I was like, oh my God, $60,000. It was for 10 hours of work. Okay. And I was like, I need this in gold. I need this in gold. Okay. And so I just really wanted to make it specific to cover myself, to make sure that all the travel was covered, because the travel wasn't included in that fee, by the way. We had to add more. So all of that stuff is there for you. The other thing that I have created, and by the way, if you want it in Word, I'll give it to you. I have it in PDF here. The other thing that's in here is a pre-event questionnaire. Why is a pre-event questionnaire so important? So I'm about to speak to a group of franchise owners. And I was speaking at a lot of churches, and I'm like, I need a church with a bigger budget. And then I manifested Church's Chicken. chicken. They're like Kentucky Fried Chicken or Pollo Tropical for you Miami people, right? And what it is, so I'm going to be teaching all the owners, the franchise owners at their annual conference, marketing strategies. I'm so excited about it. It's coming up in Houston. But the pre-event questionnaire is giving me what are the pains and problems, who is the audience, what are they dealing with, what is the culture like. So then when you give your keynote, Lisa, Katie, Carol Ann, everybody, Sheila, you are going to kill it. Why? Because you're going to know exactly the problems that they have. You're going to know the key phrases they use. You're going to know the words they use. And a lot of this is NLP. I'm going to teach you, and I know Katie wanted this to like get more tuned into her talk. I'm going to teach you a lot of NLP skills to not just speak, but to subliminally sell and upsell your products and services. So you're just going to organically attract not just in a transaction, because when you do keynote speaking, it's just a transaction. They hire you one and you're done, unless you're really cultivating that lead over and over. So I'm going to give you the skills to be able to create relationships where I've gone on vacation with some people that have hired me for speaking. The person that just hired me recently in Carolina invited me to Greece. I'm like, oh my God. I went to Miami with one of my speakers. We were in Miami at the Ritz-Carlton, Annalene, and O.J. Simpson was at our pool. We're like, yeah, avoid OJ. I was trying to tell the escorts, do not talk to OJ. Stay away from him. He's not your friend. The other thing that I have in here, you have to laugh. You have to laugh. Okay. Blame it on the contact high from the Damian Marley concert last night. Okay. So fee schedule. The other thing that I'm giving you, which is very, like most speakers won't give you, I'm giving you, is my fee schedule. This is not something for your website, and this is not something that you send to clients. This is just to let you know the difference between nonprofit, government, and corporate when it comes to fees. So it breaks it down for you. And this was from 2013. So I'm gonna give you, feel free to, I'm gonna give you a raise with some of this, but I'm going to individually help you all with your fees and where to start and how often to upgrade yourself. That's the wonderful thing about our business. I just gave myself a big raise. I do weddings. I do yourwedding.com as a side business, as another speaking thing that I do. And I was like, why am I not doing more weddings? I love weddings. And I realized because I wasn't charging enough for weddings. So I gave myself a big, huge raise, and then they're like, sure, no problem. So you will be paid the value that you believe you're worthy to be paid. That's the bottom line. It's not rocket science. Yep. And it's not how long you've been speaking. It's your expertise, right? And it's not, and I have an exercise for you on determining your expertise, because it's not just education. It's not just experience. It's a whole lot of other things that you bring. Oh, you're bilingual, Katie? Oh, you have a spiritual counseling license, Serena? Oh, you've worked at USC for all these years, Lisa. All of you have unique talent, skills, and abilities. And I'm going to make you so full of yourself that you're going to be like, you're going to drop the mic when you say, and when I say full of yourself, not in a conceited way, but in a standing in your power, like Serena said, that you are so grounded in the roots of who you are and how no one can bring it like you, that it's going to be no problem. But I want to say something on fees. I'm going to come back on camera in a minute because it's so important. Then the other thing that I have here is a raffle evaluation, which was a lot more old school. So when I did my very first speaking engagement, guess where it was? Miami at, was it the Eden Rock? No, it was the Fontainebleau. And I was speaking for the Association of Finance, Finance and Accounting, all Latino finance and accounting. So in my audience were people that worked at Ernst & Young, PricewaterhouseCoopers, JP Morgan, etc. So when we're speaking, we think of everybody as in our audience as potential brand ambassadors to bring us into their company, right? So what I did was, because that was my first speech and it wasn't paid, they paid for me to go to Miami and stay at the Fontainebleau. So it was like a $3,000 vacation, whatever. We ended up in the Bahamas. It happens. It happens, And so what I did was I used the raffle evaluation to get my first testimonials and leads. What I did is I said, okay, everyone, I'm going to be giving away a copy of my book, which I know you want. what I need you to do is fill out this raffle evaluation, which you have. And it said, like, what did you like about Katie's speech? You know, what did Valerie say that rocked your socks off, right? What other organizations need to bring them in to speak? Name and phone number. And so from those evaluation sheets, I had tons of leads. But you know what was even better than the leads? Having testimonials from PricewaterhouseCoopers, from Ernst & Young, right away on my website, because everybody that worked at all these companies put their name and their company. And so when I wrote their testimonial, there was a little checkbox on that form. It says, do you give Deborah permission to use it? And they checked yes. And then I was able to use it. Nowadays, I get video testimonials, but this was literally back in 2002. Okay. So that raffle evaluation, I don't use it as much as I did before. I do more like texting things, more higher tech, but I still think it's valuable because at the beginning, that's how I got the leads. Like today for this event that I did, because I was sponsored by the SBDC, I couldn't really get business on my own. However, my audience, because I was very, I don't know what I was, I was very dynamic and engaging and my crazy self. They were like looking me up on Instagram. They were already finding me. They were already texting me. We know we can find you and hire you. Like they were just like, I didn't even tell them. They just threw my eye contact. We're already figuring it out. So you are going to be making your audience members fall in love with you. And when I say fall in love with you, not romantically, but your message is such a solution to their pain or problem that they're going to want more and more of you and they're going to want to refer you. But here's something I have to say, and we're going to get into all of this stuff, but this is one of my biggest mistakes that I've been dying to tell you ever since we were going to start the mastermind is anytime somebody inquires about hiring you to speak, you want to within, like I sent Serena a lead for Cindy Lou, you want to within 24 hours or less, get on the phone with them. So I know we live in a world that's very low tech, high tech, low touch. But when it comes to getting the gig and paid to speak, the more they can see us, hear us, feel us, the more likely we're going to get booked to speak. And I'm telling you, when I would get on the phone within 12 to 16 hours, 98% of the time I would book the gig. If I would email reply them back because I was busy or I would wait a little while, I wouldn't get it. So one of the major things to be doing right now is to set up some sort of an email that's not going to get lost in all of your other emails. That's going to be just book Valerie, whatever, for your speaking. So that it's going to go to that inbox and you're going to be able to every day be able to check it for inquiries. Because once you start following the tips that I'm going to be giving you, you're going to get stuff incoming. A lot of speakers, there's this other program that's just like this program. And I was looking at it to see, I was going to take it if they were giving something that I wasn't giving. I'm like, just to see. But it was like getting on the phone and doing cold calls. With my system and what you're going to do, you do not have to do that unless you want to do that. But I have never done any cold calls to get speaking engagements in my 17 years of speaking. And I am so great at social media marketing, and I will be great at PR after working with Katie, that it's coming to me. It's just about creating systems to follow up with all that's going to come to you and make sure you get them on the phone. Because if you don't get them on the phone, you can lose out. And I'm going to give you, there's a whole module about negotiation and getting the highest fee. Ooh la la. I created that just for you. I didn't have that in the other cohort because I believe you guys are next level, right? So for you, it's not just getting paid, but it's getting paid the most you possibly can and leaving no money on the table, right? So just to summarize with the modules, I am going to be, you're going to be getting an email from me. It's going to be saying you now have access to the Kajabi. That's what it's called, Kajabi. It's an online academy. And I'm going to label them because, like Katie said, we need to know the order, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have, and what dates that you guys are going to do them. And I'm going to email you the assignments. But there's also a fantastic bonus with this section, which is your accountability buddy. Hey, right? So not only do you have me as your coach, but you are going to be coaching each other. right? And I'm giving you one person as your accountability buddy, but feel free to synergize with everyone, right? So it's not saying that you can only talk to that accountability buddy, but those of us that have been through, like Serena and I did spiritual counseling training, and we would have prayer partners when we were going through a program. Those prayer partners saved our souls. Like literally, I have had some prayer partners that I've had for 18 years. Like anytime I'm going to go do a speaking engagement, I have 2 or 3 of my prayer partners that I text them to bless my speaking engagement. I do that every single time. So it's so important, your accountability partner. And here are the guidelines for the accountability partner. I recommend that you check in with your accountability partner at least once a week. And the check-in does not need to be long and extensive, because I know how busy you all are. It could be a 20-minute section where you're saying, you know, what are you working on? What are the challenges that I can support you with? And, you know, and then what are our next steps? Because this is a mastermind. So part of the power of the mastermind is you're not just accountable to yourself, you're accountable to the group. This is why we get stuff done, right? We get stuff done, or as Serena would say, we get you done, right? We get you done. We GSD in this group, right? And the reason we do it is because we are holding our goddess sisters in the highest, right? So checking in, and you could check in via Zoom, or if you want to meet together. I know Katie and Val, maybe they're going for a hike. Ooh la la, you guys are fancy. Serena, if you want to go to Paris and meet with Diana, I'm sure she won't mind. Meet me in Paris, no problem. Carol Ann, Sheila is your partner, so I'm going to connect you two, Carol Ann and Sheila. And then Lisa and Susie, you guys are partners. And Angelina, you are my partner, unless there's another person that's going to join the group, right? So everybody has their partner. Raise your hand if you have your partner. Point to your partner. You girl. If you need me to come to Miami, let me know, because I'm willing, you know, it's no problem.
Come on over.
Yeah,
I have
okay.
a beach. I have a beach.
Okay, great. I'll be there. We'll organize it. So, and also, here's the deal. Those of you that know me know I'm authentic. I'm not just about being happy. If you follow me on Facebook, maybe you read my post about my Jesus experience and healing. Like, I keep it really, really real. So I want you to feel comfortable that this group isn't only for sharing successes, but you could also share things that you are hitting up against, like Sheila, like if there's something that comes up and you're like, what is this about? Because if it's coming up for you, most likely it's coming up for someone else. So this is really, really important. So don't feel like, oh, I didn't feel like I did the assignment perfectly, or I didn't get to meet with my accountability party and not show up. When you feel funky, that's when you show up even more, right? So it's not just about showing up and like, or thinking that anybody's better than everyone. No matter where you guys are in your speaking career, where you are in your entrepreneur journey, we're all at the same level. We're all at the same level. And I am here as the facilitator of the expertise that's already within you. And as our accountability buddy, maybe that's also a chance where when the ego comes up and the imposter syndrome comes up, or anything that comes up, to speak it out loud. So feel comfortable to be real and to be authentic, because that's how you're going to get the most from the group. But also, you know, we're a very positive group, as you can tell. We're a very high energy, high vibing group, but we don't fake the funk, right? So feel, you know, it's not going to be a kvetch session with your accountability buddy, but if you're feeling something that it's come up, I've learned from one of my master teachers, Panache Desai, that feeling is healing. And part of growth and expansion sometimes are emotions that are interesting, we'll call them, right, Valerie? They're interesting. They're neither good nor bad. So if we have fear, great. If we have a little anxiety coming up, let's flip it over to excitement. But we want it to come up and we want to deal with it so we can get out of our own way. Because remember, you are the messenger for the message. And people, believe it or not, are praying to read your book. I literally had somebody, that's why I wrote my book. They wrote me an email, said, I heard you speak and I was just praying about, and I went to Barnes & Noble back in the day to buy your book and I couldn't find it. I was like, because I didn't write it. I was like, oh my God, I better write the book. So people are out there like praying for your information. So when I get up to speak, I don't even think about, oh my God, the mayor, and he's dealing with $1 billion and he's going on before me and whatever. I'm like, Deborah Darris, people, bam. You know what I mean? And so you just know the truth of who you are. And that's really what the beginning modules are about, is having the confidence, not just to captivate any room, but the consciousness of being paid. Because some of you have been speaking for a long time. And now is your time to receive all of the abundant blessings that the seed that you've already planted. So it's not like, you know, you have to earn this or deserve. You've already earned it. Your being in the square has already qualified you. So I just want you to know that. Sorry to get to a motivational speech, but I'm very passionate about you and your success. And I'm here to support you and set you up for ultimate success. And that's what this group is about. So for your accountability partner, please check in once a week. If for any reason you're having challenge and you're not connecting, let me know, because it's super important. I need to know. Like literally when I was a professor, they had to meet in groups, and they were graded both on individual participation and group participation. So your participation with your partner is really going to be important. Say you want to practice your speech. Say you want to get feedback on your introduction. Say you want to whatever. So it's really, really important. And also because as speakers, sometimes we get clarity through saying things out loud, right? So saying things out loud is really important, having that partner. So when we get together the next time, which is, I don't have a calendar in front of me, it's the 22nd, right? The third Monday of the month. Let's see. Should have my page. Yes, the 22nd, Monday the 22nd. When we get together, is that the 3rd or the 4th? That's the 4th. When we get together, I'm going to be reviewing the modules we went over, but then also we're going to spend some time coaching, right? So you guys are going to get a chance to have coaching on anything that comes up so that you're going to be able to move forward. And even if everyone doesn't get a chance to be coached, what your issue is will be everyone else's issue. Okay, so any questions or comments? I know I went a little long, 90 minutes, but there was so much to say. Questions?
Thank you.
Yes, Katie.
Okay, so you said we're going to have access to all of the curriculum. Yes. Are you going to specifically tell us what we'll be talking about on July 22nd? Yes. So we can, okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna number them, and then in the email, which is actually, I guess it was on the other sales page. Yeah. So it's going to say module 1, module 2, and then it'll say discuss on this date, 7/22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to make it as easy for you as possible. But the reason why I'm giving you access to all of the content is because some of you already have perfect clarity. Like my midlife. You know you're about the juicy life, right? You don't need to like get into all of that, right? Where others of you are not. So that's why for those of you that, you know, feel that you're in alignment with clarity on that and you want to go ahead a little bit and look at it, but just know that we're going to be covering, you know, modules we're going to do 2 modules at a time. So it's 6 months. And there's 12 modules, and then I did 6 bonus modules. Ooh la la. That's why there's 18, right? Great
I
question.
have a question.
Yes.
So we're meeting live. Do you have like a set Mondays when?
Yes, it's the 4th Mondays of every month.
4th?
Yes.
4th. Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be 6 to 7:15, 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
Yes. You're welcome.
Is it always on the Zoom channel?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we could just save the meeting ID.
Yes.
Perfect.
Lisa, you can talk to us still. Try. Say something. Oh. Okay. Sheila, you're good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm excited.
Okay, fantastic.
Ready to roll.
Yes. So what else was I going to show? Oh, there was one more book that, and I was talking to Katie about this. I created this special for this group I created a video and a template that I gave to Angelina that she's already using for her speech that she's doing this week. So this book, Pitch Perfect, Mimi Donaldson, who wrote this book, is one of my favorite speakers. She's one of the $25,000 keynotes. She's like in her, I think, late 60s or something. So she stopped speaking. And so she does speaking coaching for like $1,000 an hour, just like the other girl. I was like, whoa, okay. I did like a session with her. She is hysterical. So one of the things that she teaches in this book that I think is really valuable is how to be funny when you talk. Not that you need to be funny, but it really, really helps, and it makes it a lot more fun for you and a lot more fun for everyone else. And this book is an alternative format to how to do your keynote speech. So I'm giving you a format that I learned from my friend Blair Singer. He wrote this book, Sales Docs. He's part of Rich Dad Poor Dad Kiyosaki series. I spent $4,000 with him for a week learning this train the trainer formula, and that's what I'm giving you. What? So you don't have to spend the $4,000. So I've summarized it for you in 2 pages. I'm telling you, I'm giving you all this great stuff. So I love it. It really, really works for me, his formula. I don't know if you know T. Harv Eker, who wrote the book Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. He uses the same formula in every single one of not just his speeches, but his webinars. And it just makes it a lot easier when you're speaking, because it takes the energy off of you and onto the audience, and you're easily and effortlessly able to be the messenger for the message. Cool? Yeah, so that's and that's an optional book, but it's really, really great. For those of you that live in town, I'm doing a speaking engagement on Thursday for the LAX Coastal Chamber of Commerce. And this group, it's a co-working space called Industrious. It's a new co-working space, so they're partnering up. And it's like a young people kind of thing, but everyone is invited, and it's Howard Hughes Center area. So if anyone's interested, I'm going to be teaching how to make your elevator pitch sizzle and sassy.
Will you email us that info? Okay.
Sure. And it's you know, one of the things about speaking is it's like, it seems to be feast or famine. So like recently I was speaking in Miami, and then I was in like Indianapolis. So Thursday I have a speech before that speech. It's like a 2-hour workshop. So I'm like, okay, Deborah, tomorrow I'm getting a massage. I try to balance my life so that when I have these things that are like really, really intense, I have calmness in between. So yeah, I'm doing something else before.
I'm hearing you, girl.
Yes. She told me to read my own book. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So would you mind if I just did like a blessing to bless us out? Anybody mind?
Oh, that'd be great.
Please.
Synergize us out. You might as well take advantage of the fact that I'm also a licensed spiritual counselor. And let's get us all synergized, because the invisible becomes visible through our intention. And that's what we're here for, to be available for that. So everybody just take a breath. Let go of any fear, any weirdness, or any coagulation that's coming up, or just breathe in all the excitement and the exhilaration and the contagious energy that you feel from me even now. And just already, before we have begun, just feeling grateful, just being grateful and thankful and appreciative to be in the right place at the right time with the right people. To know that each one here is here for a specific purpose, to allow your passions, to allow your talents, to allow all of the gifts that you've been given, even through your pain, even through the wounds that are your gift, to be available to be a powerful and abundant messenger for this very important message. And to know that during the 6 months of Mastermind and beyond, that you are open and receptive to all the abundance of blessings that is even now pouring down upon you. That there is no resistance, that there's no hesitation, that there's no lack, that there's no limitation, that there's no sabotage, that there's no limiting beliefs, that anything up until this point that may have been a barrier is now extinguished and dissolved into the nothingness in which it came. And the only thing that you know now is flow. The only thing that you know now is pure and infinite abundance of speaking gigs, abundance of opportunities, and abundance of alignment, of allowing your soul's contract to be completely and fully fulfilled now. And how grateful we are to know that we're not alone on this journey, that we have our synergy sisters that are here to support us, that we have these beautiful souls that even now believe in us. They believe when we did our intention, when we introduced ourselves, even in the sweet silence with Lisa and Susie, with their beautiful energy, with Diana and Paris, we know that right where each individual is here, that we're greater through the power of the whole, that the power of synergy is even now carrying us through. And so we get out of our own way. We let go and we let all the good pour in. And as we let all the good pour in, we are able to be even greater givers, that we allow our philanthropic endeavors to be masterful givers in this world, to be fully activated. And so we are so grateful for showing up for our success today. We are so grateful for everything that we're learning, even now in this mastermind. And we just let go and we allow it to be by just lovingly saying out loud together, and so it is.
And so it is.
And so I allow it to be.
So I allow it to be.
So I allow it to be.
Thank you. Let's take a group picture.
That was great.
Okay, we gotta go.
Okay.
Okay, gorgeous. I'll be emailing you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Deborah.
Nice to meet all of you guys.
Bye.
Nice to meet everyone.
Bye.
Nice meeting
Bye.
everyone.
Lisa,
Bye.
Lisa, are you speaking?
No.
Bye, beauty.
Oh.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.